Ooh, that looks tasty.
Gather your ingredients. If you have the right ones, you can craft a potion. But hurry, your opponents are also crafting potions. They'll use these potions to then craft spells. Be the first one to craft the mightiest spells and prove that you are the greatest Animalchemist. Welcome, folks. Today the Hungry Gamer is back with another Kickstarter preview. This time it is of Animalchemists, a set building and hand management game designed by Jon Cohn with art by Anastas Ermelina and published by CardLords. Now, this game is actually really simple, light, and easy to explain. So I'm just going to dive right in. I'll start off by saying that this game is for 2 to 5 players. I'm just going to do a quick 2-player setup so you kind of have the idea of how it works. In the game, you have a choice of playing 5 different characters. Each one is an animal alchemist, or put them together, Animalchemist of your choice. And I've just selected the two that have my favorite art. I've selected the Sloth, who has a power here that the sloth can take all of the herb ingredients from the row, and I've selected the Fennec Fox as the other one here, and the fox has the ability that it can collect all the seeds from the row, and I'll explain what that means in just a second. So the game is broken down into turns, and each turn you have 3 choices of things you can do on your turn. You have a single action per turn. You can either gather ingredients, which are the things up here. There are 5 kinds of ingredients. There are bone, mushroom, honey, seeds, and herbs. And you are able to take 2 ingredients. You can take 2 from here, you can take 2 from the draw deck, or 1 from each. It is completely up to you. After you have done that and you have enough ingredients, another option opens up to you, and that option is here in the middle where you can craft a potion. And there are 4 of each kind of potion. I'll just show you one here. I'll show you the essence. And to craft the essence, you need a single mushroom and a single bone. And so if you have a mushroom and a bone, you can craft potions instead. Now, I will say, if you have a lot of ingredients, you can craft more than 1 potion at a time, but just know that your action for that turn is crafting potions. The other thing you can do is craft spells. And it's also important to note now that when you craft a potion, you simply take it into your hand, just like you would for an ingredient up there, and there are only 4 of each kind of potion. And once they're gone, they are gone. They do not refresh. The ingredients up top, they will refresh every time you go through the entire deck. And once you have your potions, the third thing that you can do is you can craft spells. And these are the spells down here. I'll just grab this one here, the silence spell. And to craft this, you would need to have a blue potion, which is the tonic here, which you had crafted earlier with a honey and a seed. And you would need a mushroom. If you have both of those, you can choose to craft 1 or more spells, and you would take your ingredient, you would put it into the discard pile, which is just up here. I'll just flip one over so you can see. And your potion also goes into the discard pile, but like I said, potions do not refresh, and so you flip it over and you'll see that the potion has been spent. And I'll just toss one over here into a discard pile as well. You would then take your spell into your hand, and that is now yours. I'll talk about the use of this in just a second. And then what would happen is you take the next card from the deck and you flip it over. This one is called Scorch, which costs a red potion, which is an incense and a bone, and you put it back out. Now, down here, there's 2 things that you need to note. First off is the spell effect. Target player may only draw ingredients on their next turn. So if you choose to use this, and you can use this at any time during your turn, before you take your action or after you take your action, that means whoever you're playing against, one of them, all they can do is gather ingredients because it can't talk and can't do the magic spells needed to craft these various things. It's also important to note this number down here at the bottom, this 10. That means at the end of the game, this card is worth 10 points, and that is if you have used the spell or not. You can only use a spell 1 time, so once you've used it, you just flip it over and it stays in your tableau, and it'll be worth points at the end, but for all intents and purposes, it is done. It is gone. The other thing to tell you, if you remember at the beginning, we had this special ability. The special ability you can use once per game, and again, you can use it whenever you want on your turn. It does not count as an action. It's a once per game. You use it, you flip over, and then you just have your cooler art on the other side. So if I were to use the sloth, I would claim this herb, it would go into my tableau, and then I could continue my turn. The game continues on like this until, eventually, as you go through these spells, you get to the bottom spell of the deck, and that is this time stop spell. Eventually, it will come out, and it will be out there in the field where you can play it. Now, you do not have to craft these spells in any particular order. So this may be the last spell to come out, but there's still 4 other spells there. You are more than welcome to craft all these spells first, or if you want, and you just want to craft this time stop spell, you can do that immediately. What matters is that as soon as you craft that spell, the game ends. Immediately, time stops, and you count up all of your points. The only other thing that I need to mention before I talk about scoring is at the beginning of the round, the first thing that happens is you refill this market here. So you do have a consistently changing market there, and some spells change the market, but you get the idea. That's the entirety of the game. That's all you're doing. You're collecting ingredients and using those ingredients to create potions, and you're using potions and ingredients to craft spells. When the time stop is crafted, you get to the end game, and what you're doing in the end game is you're just adding up your points. It's very simple. Every single ingredient that you still have in your tableau is worth 1 point. Every single unused potion, so all the potions you have that look like this, not a turned over bottle, are worth 3 points. And then all of the spells are worth whatever number it says on the bottom. And they vary. You'll see this darkness spell here is worth 15 points. The time stop is worth 7. There's some that are worth 10, some worth 5, and you get the idea. Whoever has the most points is the winner. And that's it. That's all there is to this game. Now let's talk about what it is that I like about this game. And the short answer is pretty much all of it. This game is very simple. It's very quick to teach. It's very quick to learn. I actually belabored it there a little bit when I was explaining to you how it works. It's actually really incredibly simple. It's really fast to play. It really does take 10 to 20 minutes like it is advertised that it does. Yes, it takes a little bit longer with multiple players, but not that much longer because this deck here of spell cards does not get bigger. These are all the spells that you get, and when you get to the bottom, the time stop will come out. Yes, it gets a little bit longer because you have to go around more to get enough ingredients perhaps, but that's really it. So this is a fun, light, set collection, hand management. I'm not going to say gateway game because I think it's a little more complicated than just a gateway game, but it is a light game. And I do apologize for that snoring sound. Beatrice, the board game dog, is clearly not amused at the moment. And there you can see just how amused she is at this. Like I said, this is a fun, light game. But in particular, the first thing that stands out to me that I adore about this game is this artwork. That sloth is awesome. And it's not just the sloth. I mean, the fox is awesome. The red panda is amazing. Let me pull out the others here so you can see them as well. We have the pangolin here. And also, let me just say, it's a lot of fun to say pangolin. And then we have the honey badger. So this art is just amazing. I mean, look at these potions here. Even these ingredients that you're gathering, I mean, they're just gorgeous. They're just gorgeously done. You look at the back, it's, you know, the spent potion. Again, it's just this beautiful, beautiful artwork. I really, really like it. These other ingredients, this is the worst art in the entire game, and this is a really nice ingredient. It's not super exciting like the other is, but this is good. This is good art. It's just the rest of this I think is great art. Let's look at some of these spells here for more perspective. And I'm belaboring this point here, but that's just really cool. All around, I think it's just incredible art. I love the art. I love the artwork and the character art so much that it makes me mad that this is such a light game, because I want to know more about this world. I want to know more about these characters. The next thing that I really like about the game, again, other than just the basic mechanics, this is a basic collect your ingredients, do something with the ingredients, and then craft. And I like that as a mechanic in general, and this is not doing anything particularly new with that. But what I do like a lot is the end game mechanic. I like that you know exactly when this spell is going to be available. It is always the last spell in the spell deck, so you know when it's coming. And you'll even see it sitting over here waiting to come out before it does show up, so you know when it's going to be there. But what it does is when it finally does come out is it changes the game a little bit into a bit of a push your luck. What do I mean by that? What I mean is you're suddenly stuck with the choice of, do I want to try to grab a few more points here and maybe push it in hopes that it can come back around and I can be the one to end the game and get those last 7 points? Or do I think that I already have enough points right now that I can beat everyone? Because even though you can see how many ingredients people have, you can see what potions they have, what you can't see are how many points their spent spells are worth. And remember, this is where the bulk of your points are coming from. So it's a little bit of a press your luck as you're trying to figure that out. And the last time that I played against my wife, I lost because I guessed wrong. I thought I had plenty of points and I got greedy, and then she came in, grabbed up a potion or 2 potions, and then grabbed the time stop on the last turn and wound up winning by 7 points, which, if you recall, is the exact number of points the time stop is worth. All of that I like. Like I said, I'm not going to belabor this because there's not a lot to this game, but it's really well done. All of that I really like. I will say that there are a couple of graphical issues that need to be worked out. First is you'll see just how close I have to get to see what these numbers are on the bottom. I've already been told by the publisher and sent some new digital samples of the cards that show me that they have fixed these numbers. They are easier to read. They're very easy to read in your hand, but a little hard to read when they're out there. They've also added the point values on the bottom of each ingredient and the potions, so you don't have to go to the rulebook to look that up. So that is a good thing that they fixed that. I will also say that sometimes when you're looking at these cards on the board, it's a little hard to know what potions you need. Now, this is a pretty close shot, so it's not hard, but sometimes we found that we were reaching over and just grabbing these to look closer. And I don't know if that is because it's just overall small icons there, or if it's because the angle of these is changed. Maybe that would make it easier. You see this looks exactly like this one, but this blue potion is going the other direction, and it just looks like it's not quite the same shape. And I know that's might not be actually true, but that is kind of what it reads as. So I think something could be done there to kind of fix that a little bit, and that would be great. And the only other thing that I will toss out is I do think that with this in mind, I think that for a colorblind player, I think that it will be hard to play this game. I myself am not colorblind, so I don't have that, but I can certainly imagine with red-green colorblind, it would be a little bit harder to figure out, do you need a tonic or do you need a poison, an incense or a poison, if they're both on this side? Because really, if you look closely at these cards here, the only way that you're going to tell if you can't tell these colors apart is if you look closely at this one single symbol there, or I guess if you look really close and look at the shape of the cork, but again, they're so small down there, it's just really hard to tell. Now that said, this is a quibble. I think it's something that's easily fixable, and I hope that they do fix it. All I can say is, if you enjoy set collection, if you enjoy hand management, if you like anthropomorphic animals, if you like awesome art, then check this game out. As soon as it comes to Kickstarter, I will absolutely have the link right down there in the description so you can check it out. I think this game is absolutely worth your time and your efforts, if for nothing else, just for this amazing, amazing art. I will also say that they've let me know that they're looking at adding some more spells. so you don't always have the same ones. They're all unique, but perhaps after 10, 20, 30 plays, it might get a little dull to always have the same spells there. I think having some in there that you can swap in and out would be a wonderful addition. So there you have it, folks. This is Animalchemists. It's just a lot of fun. It's light, it's simple, it's delightful. As always, if I made any mistakes in the how to play at the beginning, which I was just very fast, let me know with a timestamp, and I will be sure to get that down into the Klingon subtitles. And as always, if you found this video helpful or useful or entertaining, please like it, share it, subscribe, because I have a bunch more coming in the coming weeks. Thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.